Hey everybody. So I wanted to share some digital portfolios with you to give you some tips when you go to make your own that's due at the end of the semester before you go off into the world, and just share some things that I've learned throughout my career in submitting portfolios, because I've probably submitted hundreds of portfolios, and the thing that I find most helpful is to just follow the directions coming from whatever application you're following. So a certain application might ask for a PDF format, it might ask for PowerPoint format, it might want a folder of images shared over Dropbox, and those images need to be sized to certain pixel dimensions. So number one rule is just follow the directions, and it can be super annoying and super time consuming to put a portfolio together based on the guidelines that are given to you. But for our purposes, this is going to be pretty straightforward, and this is how I generally put a presentation together of my images and then export them as a PDF. Okay, so let me show you a couple of documents. First of all, here is a folder that I have. This is my school computer desktop, so this looks a lot different from my personal computer and how I keep my images all organized. But I have a folder made for myself of Chloe Career, and that's where I keep all of my professional documents. So CV, artist statement, bio. I have like many different versions of my artist statement, and we will talk about that. I have different places that I'm applying for, and images that I've kind of stored into folders there. And then I also have here folders with portfolios and everything. So I have personal work images that I'm just keeping track of, and also student work if I'm applying to teaching jobs, which I luckily don't need to do anymore. So the portfolio that I have open right now is a portfolio that I put together to apply for this job at McDaniel last year. So I was putting this together in December of 2016, just to give you some context. And the main thing, especially when applying to some sort of like job and shows in general, is you want your document to be clean, easily legible. You don't want any crazy backgrounds that will distract away from your images. And you don't want any text that you provide, like any caption that you provide your images. It should not overlap your images. It should not distract away from the image that you're looking at. So I'll just hit play so you can see this. And I made this document in Keynote, which is the Mac presentation software. And I really like Keynote. I think it's really easy to use, and it allows me to export my presentation as a PDF so easily. So you can see here that my images are large. I have a link here. And this link is live, so if I click on it, it will send whoever's looking at it to the appropriate destination. But my images are large, my captions are small. I'm just giving enough information like title of the project, date, medium or media, and dimensions. But the main thing that people are going to be looking at, and what I'm looking for at the end of the semester, is I want to see images. I want to see image documentation, and I want small captions underneath. Okay, so that gives you a pretty good idea. Let me escape out of here. And so I put this together, like I said, in Keynote. So if I wanted to add to it, I can add a slide. I just like blank white. Then I can, click and drag an image in here. I can scale it down, hit my text button, and format the text to my liking. Like I would make this a little smaller, maybe choose the body preset and go from there. Also make sure that things aren't misspelled. You don't want anyone to be distracted by text and mistakes in your text. So let's say I'm ready to export this thing as a PDF. I go to File, Export to PDF. Image quality good, that's fine. I might change this to best depending on the opportunity, but I'll say next. This asks me where I want to save it, and I'll save it to my desktop for now. I hit export and that saves the file. So let me show you that. So here it is on my desktop, and now I have a PDF document that I can attach to an email or send to someone very easily. So again, just follow the guidelines, but I'm looking for a PDF of your digital portfolio. This is actually a PDF portfolio that I made about 2 years ago, and this gallery had asked for some supplemental images. I had applied for a show, and their jury committee met, and they wanted to see more images, so I put together this. And this is in PDF format, and you can see that you can just easily scroll through it. You're also thinking about the order of your work, the kind of logic and even storytelling that you are attempting with a body of work. This body of work is based on data. It's based on a specific time period, and so I organized the images to kind of follow that chronological order of the work. But again, this is only 10 supplemental images. Pretty short portfolio, but nice and clean, white background. So a white or a background is best for your portfolios. And if you make a document in PowerPoint, you do have the option to export that PowerPoint presentation as a PDF, and that's totally fine with me. Again, just make sure you either have an all white or an all black background if you're working in PowerPoint. So that's all for now. I've got this example PDF uploaded to Blackboard for you to look at. And I look forward to seeing yours at the end of the semester. If you have any questions or need any help, just send me an email or connect with me, and we'll make it happen.